You're back. Good to see the chat filling up there. If you're just jumping into here now, we're just sharing what our businesses are, what you're passionate about, what drew you to the business that you have now, and how you're growing in it. A lot of questions there. Pick one and share into the chat there. I've had some of the products from my company for over 25 years and still using them. Awesome. It's easy to be passionate about something that lasts that long in today's world. Absolutely. Going up, did I miss anything? I'm in hair cares. For me, it's helping people to get their confidence back, but also to be a great leader for my team. Beautiful. Awesome. Okay. How health conscious Epicure is low sodium and sugar, helping me feed my body healthier foods. Beautiful. Awesome. These are our motivations. This is what you're passionate about. This is why you're here today, right? And growing in confidence and growing in success. That was what I was going to do next, was share my screen with you so you can see, pardon me, with all my extra buttons here. I've got a new device today and I'm finding my way around, as always. Tends to be a little bit fun with new settings. So I'm just going to share my screen there again. Feel free, if you're thinking of your new and you missed that part about the wins, put that in the chat. We're just adding to the chat. What was a win for you today? And just getting that mindset off to a great start today, right? This is something that you can do every day. Share it with your family too. Put a little sticky note on your fridge if that helps you to remember. I need to focus on my win today. I need to focus on that. Put a reminder on your phone so that you're focusing on your win. So easy to get focused on the negatives, right? And especially in today's world and the circumstances that we have to face each and every day. So let's encourage each other. You can find an accountability partner that you can help with that as well, and focusing on, hey, what's your win today? Ask somebody that today. Hey, what's your win today? Send that out in a text. Hey, what's your win today? And let's help each other to focus on the positive and keeping that mindset bright and encouraged, right? All right, I've got my recording on. I got closed captioning on, and so we'll be able to watch this again later. And anybody that's missed this, they'll be able to catch it later again too. So using up that chat and making this interactive. I love that. I love to see what everybody is doing. It encourages each other too, right? If we can see where each other is on this personal growth journey and development with our businesses, even personally too, it's great to share it. It encourages others as well. So I want to let you know, as you can see on the screen there now, I have ongoing mastermind courses. As you can see there, How to Be a Real Success is a free masterclass. So just contact me about them. My contact information is right below there. So jot it down, share it with a friend. And to let you know, I also have coaching packages you can find on my website, locksofgold.com. So one-on-one coaching, group coaching, disc assessments. I can also put together a 5 to 8 week masterclass for you, for your team as well. And so jump into the How to Be a Real Success, but then also my next week starts my 5-week masterclass on the 15 laws of personal growth. Starts next Tuesday. And by making it intentional for your personal growth, watch and see what can happen for you in 2022. All right, so here is, I'm going to give you just a little snippet, little extra training on the next mastermind that I'm doing. And I'm hosting, begins, like I said, next Tuesday. I'm going to give you a little bit of what's going to be in it and add that to today's training. I want you to think, as we're talking about growth, the 15 invaluable laws of growth, think of 2 others that you'd like to share your growth journey with. Think of one person that really needs this, that needs an encouragement, a growth plan that keeps them focused on positive, on the wins, like we're talking about, something to be inspired with. And then I want you to think of another person that you'd love to have as that accountability partner. You know that they would keep you accountable. They would keep checking up on you. Maybe this is one and the same person, but jot down a couple names right now. Who else would you like to share your personal growth journey with? And how can you take what you're learning on your growth and inspire somebody else? How can you take what you're learning and overflow into somebody else's life and encourage them and be that positive influence for them to make your world a better place by being here and setting your mindset right for your day, your business, your personal growth, your family as well. But how can you do that for somebody else? That's where it starts to multiply. And John Maxwell says that growth stops when you lose the tension between where you are and where you could be. So you think of that rubber band. When is it the most useful? Is when it's stretched, right? I've got a rubber band on my wrist here. So that is the most useful when that rubber band is stretching for a purpose. Okay. And so this is like us in growth. It doesn't always feel good to grow, but you know that it is good. So there's the law of pain, which says good management of bad experiences leads to great growth. We're all going to have them. We're all going to have those times that are difficult and that hurt. They're not easy to go through, but they can lead to great growth and great opportunity to personally grow, but then also to share with others, because they're going to be on that journey. You're going to find somebody that's going to have been on that journey that you are on right now. So there's the law of pain. There's also the law of the rubber band that I mentioned. Growing to your full potential requires stretching out of your comfort zone. Who has felt stretched before? What does that feel like? Is that a good feeling to be stretching? Oh, it's hard, isn't it? It's hard to stretch, but if you know that stretching is going to be good for you, it's going to give you a good result in the end. It's going to be a positive step for you. It makes it not quite so difficult to go through. So two of the laws are the law of pain and the law of the rubber band out of the 15 laws of invaluable growth. Some of you might have listened to it before. I did touch on this topic a couple of months ago in a lunch and learn. So this is going to be 5 weeks. And these two laws are important aspects for your personal growth, because the law of pain tells us that we will all experience growing pains, life lessons requiring some form of pain management. How we handle these painful moments affect our growth. It's either going to stop us, we're going to get stuck there, and we're going to live there, regurgitate that pain even longer, or we're going to learn from it and we're going to use it as our springboard to grow and to benefit from it. In the law of the rubber band, in order for you to grow to your full potential, you have to stretch beyond your current comfort zone. We like our comfort zone. We don't like stepping outside of our comfort zone, right? Who wants to be jumping out of your comfort zone when it has got something you don't know, right? You don't know what's out there and what you're going to have to feel in order to get there. But stretching grows your athletic muscles if you're exercising, and it also grows your personal growth muscles. So are you ready? Are you ready to go and grow? Do you want to be intentional about growth? You're here today, so I applaud you. You're here today. These 5 classes, they're just going to be $10 per class. Bring a friend as an accountability partner. Register, secure your seat. Talk is cheap. Everybody does it, right? We all say that we want to grow. We say that we have these goals. Don't let that be your 2022. Be a person of action and then help somebody else do that too in 2022. So goal setting 101. We've talked a little bit about our goals. We've put them in the chat. If you haven't had a chance to, make sure you're even if it comes to you as we're going, write it down and put that into the chat, share it. There's something positive about even just typing it out or putting it and sharing it with somebody else. So goal setting 101, I welcome you. I am passionate about helping people set and then also achieve great goals. That's why we're here today. And it's going to improve the quality of each of your lives by doing that. And I'm motivated to share with you the importance of goals, how to set them, how to achieve them, and how to avoid those common mistakes as we're going about those goals. So if you have any questions during our time together, please let me know. Reach out to me by my email address after class as well. Put some comments in the chat too. I do have resources, a list of resources. If you want to dive even deeper, you want some more resources on what I'm touching on today, just feel free to ask me afterwards and I can share that with you. So the importance of setting goals. A goal is defined as the result or achievement towards which effort is directed. The decision to set goals is a very important decision, which is going to impact our lives in more ways than we can imagine. So according to the Code of Living, setting goals affects our lives in 5 ways. I'm going to share those 5 ways with you. Setting goals, number 1, it provides a sharp sense of focus. Number 2 is setting goals allows you to measure your progress. You can see where you are along that journey. Number 3, setting goals blocks distractions and provides productive boundaries. If something doesn't fit inside of that journey towards that goal, you're not going to look to the right or the left. You're going to stay focused on what that is in front of you. Number 4, setting goals combats procrastination. Anybody guilty of procrastination? I think we all are at some point, right? And number 5, setting goals motivates you. It's a great motivation when you set that goal. So how does this work? Stay with me. When you set a goal for yourself, you inherently have an end game in mind. It shifts your behavior. It shifts your thoughts. So think about when you take that road trip. Anybody been on a road trip before, or even flying somewhere? If you've taken a holiday, you set a destination, and what happens? You also have to set a timeline. I'm going to go here, and this is when I'm going to go there. And then you begin to take steps, right? So it's the same thing with goal setting. It's very similar action. You begin to take certain steps to get what you want. And in doing so, you gradually pick up momentum as you start to take those steps. If you're ever stuck and you think that you don't have motivation, the best thing that you can ever do for yourself is take that step, one step, tiny step, no matter what it is, because they will start to create a momentum for you. And did you know that momentum is very addictive? If you've ever been in a business, for example, when they have a momentum started, it becomes very attractive for other people. It's very attractive to stay motivated and focused on that business when that momentum keeps building. Think of your own personal growth. When you have successes, what do you want more of? More successes, right? So that momentum, it becomes addictive. And as you progress and get closer to accomplishing that goal, your brain actually releases dopamine. And that's why it becomes addictive, a substance which controls that reward pleasure center in the brain. And then it motivates you to take further steps to achieve a reward, or in your case, your goal. So how does setting goals allow you to measure your progress? When you set a goal, you're going to have to develop a plan and then abide by that plan in order to get what you want. As you work your plan now, what you're going to notice is a gradual progress along the way where you can measure it. Measuring your gradual progress, what that does is it allows you to see how far you've come, kind of like your kids when you got that growth chart. You know, they're so excited to see, how tall am I now, Mom, right? And they can see their growth. Measuring that gradual progress allows you to see how far you've come, and it can be incredibly motivating and encouraging to keep you on track. So as you set goals and as you progress, you learn various methods then of taking proper steps to get what you want. Likewise, measuring your progress also permits you to make any necessary alterations if you feel yourself getting off course. So the ability to measure, I say here, some are trying to get in and it's asking for a password. It shouldn't be asking for a password. I don't have a password set for this. I'm not sure what to say there. If they want to try logging in again, or do you see the link in the chat here? You can grab the link and pass it to them personally there and see if did anybody else have to do a password to get in here? It shouldn't have had a password. That's really funny. Zoom just always seems to throw a curveball here at us. Boy, I don't want anybody to miss here, but let's see. Bonnie, if you want to grab the link that's in the chat here at the bottom, when you go to the invite button, you can grab that link and you can pass it on to them, and then they can get in. But I am recording it now too, so they'll be able to watch it later. So I'll watch for them to be able to jump in here. It took me a long time, and it did ask me for a password, so I got it on my Facebook. Interesting. Okay, what was the password, Ellen? Do you remember the password that it asked you to put in there? If you want to type the password, because I don't have it set to have a password. I found that that was just complicating things a while back. So it shouldn't have asked you to have a password. If you remember what the password is, just type it in the chat there for us, and I'll watch for it.
I ended up coming in through Facebook also.
You came in through
Facebook Zoom. That's what it sent me to.
Okay, that I have no idea why it would do that. It was asking for my email password, but it said it was wrong. Yeah, I don't know. That might be your Zoom setting. If you have a Zoom account, I don't know if you have to download the Zoom app first in order to get in. Maybe it's asking, because an email password is different. I don't have any password on my Zoom.
Yeah, they asked me for my email and my password. I've never had that before on Zoom. So then all of a sudden, Google Chrome, Facebook, and something else popped up. So I went in through my Facebook.
Okay. I don't
So
know
I
what
click on that.
through Facebook to get here, but that's really, I don't know. Yeah, I'll just grab the link here. Whoops, the link here again and put it in the chat here. That helps, and you can share that. Maybe you have your Zoom attached to, or whoever has their Zoom attached to Facebook. I'm not sure why it would take you over to Facebook first. There, it's too bad. There, but I'll keep going here. Now they can catch the recording afterwards. So yeah, back to setting goals, allowing to measure your progress, talking about the measurement and how when you see that measurement happening, and it allows a motivation as you set goals, and then you see yourself progress. The ability to measure your progress. So it's important to be measuring your progress, and think back now, even where you were this time last year. Maybe you weren't even in the business that you're in right now. Maybe it took you stretching and growing to even step into your own personal business. Just think back to where you were and look at how measuring that and looking back can also be helpful for stepping forward and helping that momentum to be created. The ability to measure your progress, it's a skill that will serve you well in all aspects of your life. I remember in school, even a teacher teaching this concept of goal setting, and your long-term goals, your medium-term goals, and then your right now goals. And so you want to break that down, and then you want to look, where am I at on that pathway, and then to have that accountability to yourself to keep that going. Blocking distractions can become really important as you're focused on that goal, that something else comes along and you're not going to be looking squirrel, or the next shiny thing. You're going to stay focused on where you're at. The ability to block distractions not only helps you achieve your goal sooner, but also helps one develop a self-discipline. Such a good skill to have. It's such a critical life skill. Can you see where even that self-discipline can be permeated throughout many aspects of your life? So learning to block distractions is really vital in developing that self-discipline. When you have an end game in mind and you are determined to get there, you're going to get to that finish line. It becomes increasingly easier to avoid things that are going to steer you off course. No, this is where I'm going, and keeping yourself on track. There we go. We got somebody coming in now. It's working. Yay. Okay. Glad to see somebody coming in. Good. So for those of you who struggle with blocking distractions, if that's you, and you tend to be that person that sees the next shiny thing or just gets veered off, for those of you that struggle with blocking distractions on your quest for your goal, I'm going to give you a couple of helpful tips. So first of all, focus on 2 or 3 very important tasks. Okay, this is your to-do list that will propel you into the direction of your goal. What is an action that you can do? 1, 2, or 3 really important tasks that are going to propel you into the direction of your goal. Okay, that's going to help you stay focused. Don't try to take on too much all at once, because that can become overwhelming, right? And then a confused mind isn't going to do anything. So just narrow it down. What can I do? 2 or 3 very important tasks. The next thing I want to help you with is focus on completing work in segments. All right. So instead of attempting to tackle one huge progress or project at once, kind of like that mountain, you can't get to the top of that mountain all at once. You're going to take incremental steps, right? So instead of attempting to tackle that huge project, what can I do that breaks it down into little bits? And then you can check it off and check it off and check it off as you're doing each little task. And that's where that momentum can start to build. Distraction often comes when you're not 100% focused on the task at hand. So can you relate? If something seems just a little too big or a little too overwhelming or a little too scary, maybe there's some fear in there, we step back. We pause, we hesitate, we go find something else that is easier to do, right? And we allow these distractions to come in because it's just too big. I don't know how to tackle it when it's this big. So when you make it tinier steps, they're easier to check off. And then providing boundaries. So the ability to place boundaries in our is going to be paramount in a life skill. Again, setting goals for ourselves is going to help you with setting those boundaries. Boundaries are healthy. Would you agree? Goals provide boundaries by incentivizing you to know when to say no. Do we have people here that are like, are we a lot of us yes people? We say yes too many times, and then we recognize that the one thing that you really needed to say yes to is getting shoved off to the side even more because we say yes to all these other things, right? So we need to set boundaries. You need to value what your goal is. Make that important. Recognize how important it is for you, and being able to visualize what is that going to change for your life when you stay that focused and you don't allow these other things to get in the way. And sometimes saying no to other things, well, it's going to provide you to say yes to yourself and to your goals. Sometimes people get so overwhelmed and carried away with trying to do everything at once that they end up burning out. Burnout is an ultimate enemy to goal attainment, right? Then we have fear of boundaries, and feel as though boundaries are going to prevent us from actually accomplishing our goals. Sometimes that fear can come there as well, that I can't say no, or I might be saying no to something that's really important. But in reality, boundaries will do the exact opposite. So how does goal setting combat procrastination? We talked about procrastination. Procrastination is a plight that many people struggle with in all aspects of life, right? It comes in everywhere, whether it's in business or personal or family, or procrastination just is that thread that we have to battle ongoing. Have you ever procrastinated something? Is something you're procrastinating right now, maybe? Is there something that's on your list that I know I should do that? Thankfully, setting goals effectively will combat this common ailment, and you're in the right place, friends. Setting goals and striving towards achieving them innately increases your willpower. Mighty willpower combined with desired end game. So you've got that focus on that end game, makes staying the course and not wasting time a whole lot easier. So the best remedies for procrastination are motivation combined with willpower. So taking those little steps, and I can do it. I just like that train, that he says to himself, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. And you speak those words of affirmation to yourself, and it motivates yourself. So how does setting goals motivate you? Setting goals, it's exciting. It's motivational in itself because it gives you something to strive towards. If you take all those goals away, where are you at? Setting goals is going to be motivational for you because it's going to help you to take those steps forward. The drive, the energy, the passion that comes with setting and achieving goals. It's actually what gives you the strength to avoid those distractions, those obstacles that want to come in the way, and helps you to overcome difficulties and stay the course. Being motivated also means taking action and not giving up. Don't give up on yourselves, on your goals. It's so easy to give up on our own goals, right? To let ourselves off the hook. All in all, setting goals is inherently motivational because it compels you to get to that finish line. And when setting a goal feels challenging, you're going to have one of two options. If you're feeling challenged by this goal, it's right there in front of you. You're going to have two options. Either option one, you're going to put in the work to set and achieve your goals, or option two, you're not going to put in the work. The choice is yours. Which one are you going to do? Each option comes with its own consequences. Sadly, many people go for option two, just don't want to put in the work. Have any guesses why? Any thoughts on why option two, not putting in the work, happens more frequently? Feel free to use the chat if you have any thoughts towards this. Why is it so easy for us to get caught in option number two? Why is option one, putting in the work to setting and achieving your goals? Why is option one not easier? Why is option number two easier? Yeah, laziness. Yep. Yeah. Any guesses? Keep commenting. Let me know your thoughts on it. Feel free to comment. So many people don't put in the work to set and achieve their goals because it's comfortable. It's comfortable to stay where we're at, not to stretch, not to grow, not to do that thing that you know that you should. It's just easier. Yep. You got that procrastination that comes in, right? So all of these, it's hard to step out and to do these things that we've maybe never done before, or that they stretch us and they grow us. Sometimes fear comes in, but the fact that you're here, I applaud you. The fact that you're here makes me think that you want to go for number one. You want to go for option number one as much as I want you to. And I want you to. I want you to go for option number one. And as we go further, I'm going to share creative and strategic tips now for you to successfully set and then attain your goals. So up next, we'll be going into the most common mistakes that cause people to fall short when they're setting and working to achieve their goals. So according to Lifehack, the most common reasons people often fall short when working to achieve their goals is number one, their goals are not specific enough. Okay, so according to experts, you should be setting SMART goals. Anybody heard of SMART goals before? SMART. So that's specific, measurable, achievable, reliable, and time framed. So specific, measurable, achievable, reliable, and time frame. So for instance, I want to make a lot of money. Not a great goal. I mean, sure, we all want to make a lot of money, but it's not a specific goal. Making it specific would mean I want to earn $50,000 by the end of the year, or I want to earn $20,000 a month by the end of the year. That's more specific, because now you've added a time frame as well as it's being specific. Reason number two is that people often procrastinate. So when you set a goal for yourself, it's important to start working towards it immediately. Take action right now. So many people get sidetracked or put the work off, and it just doesn't happen. So this is the best recipe for failure then, and not getting started right now. There is a law called the law of diminishing effect. And basically what it means is when you leave something till later, it diminishes. It is less likely to happen at all. Can you see where that's happened in your life already? The things that you don't get started on right now, it's like a month or two later, is, oh yeah, I totally forgot about that, right? So we don't want that law of diminishing effect. We want to take action right now. And even if it's a small step, a small action, plan towards it. Every little step counts. And you won't have that procrastination or that law taking into effect. Number 3 is they let the critics, the naysayers, get to them. You know, when you have a goal, something that you are really passionate about, that you want to achieve, there's going to be a naysayer. There's going to be somebody that's going to be that critic. And, you know, even if it's well-meaning family, right, and well-meaning friends, they're going to give you their opinion. And sometimes those opinions actually take you off of your goals because we listen to those naysayers instead of what our own passions, what our own goals, what our own dreams and desires are. There will always be naysayers. There will always be those who doubt your ability to successfully execute your plans. What your job is to rise above that criticism. Know that you're going to hear it. It's going to come, but you're going to rise above it. You're going to stick with what you believe in, what your purpose, your plan is. And it's often easier said than done, but in the end, it comes down to it's your choice who you want to listen to, right? And your willpower to stay the course. Number 4 is the company that you keep is so important. This can be something that takes you right off track. So the company can be poor company, for example. Did you know that the average of the 5 people that you associate with the most often is who you become? Those are the voices that you're hearing all the time, whether it's encouraging you on your goal or whether it's keeping you stuck. Maybe it's you're hearing negativity all day. When you are striving towards the achievement of a goal, you need to surround yourself with like-minded people, like here, like Trading Secrets, like mastermind classes. You need to be surrounded with like-minded people who will encourage you, tell you, you can do this. What's your win today? And help you to stretch outside of your comfort zone to get to that goal. This is your cheerleading squad, your team, your circle of influence, or it's found in joining a mastermind class like the one I have coming up, where everyone's focused on personal growth. Everyone's focused on taking that next step towards their goals. There's momentum here, while poor company will hold you back. Surrounding yourself with the right people will maximize your success. So if you need a space where you know you're held accountable, surrounded by positive, like-minded people, find that accountability partner. Maybe it's in your team, in your business. But I also welcome you join my next class on the 15 invaluable laws of growth, where each week our focus is going to be on a new stretch of growth. Imagine what it would feel like to be in a weekly conversation with others, whether you create that on your own, whether you join mine, but it's focused on personal growth. Imagine the effect it will have on you reaching your goals for 2022. What would that look like for you? To succeed in your mission, you must have a single-minded devotion to your goal. What's your number 1 goal? Write it down. So if you're taking notes already, write that goal down. Make it measurable. Make it specific. Add a date to it. Even if it's just something you're brainstorming right now, write it down. Get it down on paper as fast as you can, making it a SMART goal. Specific, measurable, achievable, reliable, and time framed. Jot down a couple of ideas. What do you want to see in 2022? I'm going to help you with some creative ways to accomplish your goals. The most creative and powerful way to accomplish your goals is by visualizing the outcome of your desire. When you book that holiday, that trip, that weekend away, whatever it is, you can almost smell the air. You can, right? If you've been there before, you know what it's going to look like and what it feels like. You can imagine it. This is visualizing it. You can do it for your personal growth too. You can do it for your business. Believe it or not, your actions greatly depend on your thoughts. Everything that has ever come into being was once just a thought. Always visualize the outcomes that you want to achieve. So let's do that. Let's do that right now. Take a moment, close your eyes. Think about one of those goals that you just jotted down. What does it look like? What are you doing in there? What are you doing at that time? Who are you with? What does it feel like to be there? Smell the air. Maybe there's even a taste associated with wherever you are. What is going through your mind now that you have achieved that goal? You did it. Linger there. Doesn't that feel good? I want you to practice this exercise often, daily. Spend more time there. This is just a little tiny taste, getting more and more specific each time that you see it. It's there for you. Number 2, I want to encourage you with creatively is to speak with conviction when you're talking about your goals. They're not just a little old goal that you have. No, this is your goal. This is your dream. This is important. So instead of saying I wish or I want or I hope, say I will and I am. Say it with conviction. There's so much power in our words. The good book says that life and death are in the power of the tongue, is what I believe. Tell yourself that you will attain your goal. You will. Tell yourself that. Attach your faith to it and speak it out loud. Give it life. Everything that is created today started with a thought, and it started with a word. You can create with your words, life or death. Just imagine having a conversation with somebody right after this. If your words were criticism, diminishing, if they were negative, what's that going to do for the other person? Versus if you have a conversation right after this and you told them how much you believe in them and how much you're excited for them and how much you know that they're going to do what their heart's desire is. Whoa. Would that be motivating to you to hear that? Would that be motivating to them to hear that? Just think of how that can multiply in somebody else's life. You can be that word of life for somebody else. You can do that for yourself too, because you, my friends, here today, you are important and you are worthy of that goal. Whatever it is you wrote down is yours. Attach your faith to it. Speak it out. Everything that is created today started with a word. Tell yourself you can do it. You can do anything. You're strong. You're capable. Look in the mirror. Next time you see yourself in the mirror, tell yourself that you're capable. Tell yourself, I believe in you. You have it in you. It's already there. It's like that light switch. You believe that when you turn that light switch on, when you flick it, there's going to be light there, right? When you tell yourself that you can do it, it's the same thing. You can tell yourself, you can affirm yourself that there is beauty for you. There is abundance for you. Never stop affirming yourself and never stop working towards what you want. There's enough negativity in this world, right? So affirm daily, speak life daily. Be that person that when you enter into the room, somebody wants to hear what you have to say because they know that your words are life-giving. Don't let yourself speak criticism or doubt. These are goal killers. Life and death, again, are in the power of the tongue. So number 3, break down bigger goals into sub goals. One of the biggest enemies of achievement is the feeling of being overwhelmed. If you want to achieve a lofty goal, break it down into parts. Tackle them in little pieces, daily pieces, gradually as you go along. This is how it becomes measurable. Not only does this keep you from getting burned out, but setting sub goals also allows you to track your progress then too. See where you were last year because you got it written down, you got it notated somehow. Each goal broken down monthly, weekly, however your goal needs to be broken down. So you can track your progress as you go along. It's highly motivational to see that. Many people set goals with the right intention. So it's time for the absolutely most important step. Many people are super motivated on goal setting day, right? Invigorated by the possibility of what's going to happen. Eager to start the process. But there's fear. They're petrified of falling short, whether this is conscious or subconscious. This thought comes. So the most important step in the entire process of goal setting is to begin. No matter what thought comes your way, no matter what little voice tells you that you can't, no, I'm going to do it. You're going to take that step forward, that one step forward. Literally just starting the process will increase your chances for success. What can you do today? That goal that you wrote down, what can you do today? That by the time you put your head on your pillow tonight, you can check it off. You can do it. There's one thing that you can do today that will increase your chances towards that goal down the road. Now, don't get me wrong, there are many other factors that come into play here, and we'll touch on that, but I want to emphasize how important it is to just begin, just begin. So here's my recommendation for this minute right now. Write down even scratch notes. Number one, make it a decision. What is your goal? We did some of this already. Declare it out loud. If you feel like you want to say it here, if you want to put it into the chat, I would love to hear what your goal is. You're welcome to turn your microphone off, speak it out loud, or put it in the chat, but at least write it down for yourself. Anybody want to share what their goal is? I got somebody coming in here.
I want to achieve the gold cruise.
There
Sorry.
you go, Judy. That sounds exciting. A gold cruise. Love it. Love it. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else want to share? Feel free to put it into the chat if you like as well, but make sure that you are writing it down. Make that decision. Number two, if you haven't already, get a paper pen. Write it down 4 more times. So if you've written it down once, you're going to write it down 4 more times. Okay. Write that goal down 5 times. Start to repeat it and do that throughout your day. Step number 3, think of 3 people that are your best encouragers. These are your cheerleaders, someone that wants to see you win. Write those names down. And after the session today, communicate with them, whether that's through text or phone, message. Call those 3 people who will hold you accountable and who will check in on you and ask you, hey, how's that goal going? There we go, another one, living debt-free life. Amen. Yes. All right. Number 4, I'm going to share the next step with you. But what is step 1 for your goals? I want you to, what are you going to do today when we get off this call? What is your step 1? Maybe it's to lose weight. Maybe it's to make more money. Maybe it's if your goal is to buy a new car, or maybe you want to pay off debt. Do not have a backup plan. Okay. This is one of the books that I have recommended for you. Think and Grow Rich, if anybody's read it. You burn the bridge behind you. There's no second option. This is the one. This is the road that you're taking. There's no turning back. Will Smith says it best when he says, there's no reason to have plan B because it distracts you from plan A. Well, if plan A doesn't work, I can always do, right? That's a distraction. Many people play their goal setting too safe because they're fearful of missing the mark. But my challenge to you is have one plan, and that one plan is success. So if your goal is to lose 35 pounds, for example, by the time you go on vacation or you go away or by this certain date, don't have a plan B, which states losing 20 pounds is okay. Hold yourself to your goal. If your goal is to make an extra 20,000 this year, then don't settle for 19. I call it the do whatever it takes mentality. You're going to do whatever it takes to get to that goal. Don't cheat yourself out. Have tunnel vision for your desired outcome and do not let yourself stop until you hit your goal. And then there's something really important that you need to do. Somebody's coming in here. Awesome. Okay, welcome. So you got to party like it's 1969. The celebrations are so important. Don't take them lightly. You must celebrate the process and your success. Each breakthrough requires acknowledgement of your effort. Make that journey filled with recognition. It feels good. Ben Renshaw, a director of the Happiness Project of Success Intelligence, says that on average, by the age of 18, we will have been praised or encouraged 30,000 times. And most of this by the time we're 3. You can do it. You can do it. Come on, you can do it. How many times do we say that to our little toddler that's learning to walk, right? Or get up or to take that next step, or sometimes even food. By the time we're 3, we have so many words of encouragement and affirmation from this whole circle of cheerleaders. Somewhere along that line, though, we stop celebrating. Neglecting to celebrate your successes can cause you to slowly and subconsciously start to take a negative view on your accomplishments. Well, maybe they weren't really that important. Maybe they weren't that big of a deal. When you focus on what you haven't accomplished instead of what you have accomplished, you're less likely to stay on task and complete your goals. So think about it. Let's try it. Take a moment and think about what you have not accomplished. Don't stay there too long. You feel pressure, disappointment, discouragement would come along with those thoughts, right? Not very motivating. We can use this concept with our kids too, or grandkids. Now think about what you have accomplished so far. Make that list. Each little step that you have accomplished counts. Every phone call, Judy, like you mentioned, every phone call counts. Every person that you reach out to grow your business with, whatever that step is, each step counts. Each first baby step counts. Now tell yourself, good job, and pat yourself on the back. Just imagine that little toddler, that cheerleading squad they get when they do it, right? Draw a great big star on your page right now. Give yourself that gold star. Give yourself a high five. Congratulate yourself when you go through the mirror. Mel Robbins does this, high fives herself in the mirror. Every time she sees herself in the mirror, give yourself that high five. Congratulate yourself. Get up and dance a celebration, a Thanksgiving dance. Now, which one feels better? Again, you can see how using this concept with kids is very motivating. It feels great. Which one did you like better? Which one do you want to do for you? Remember, what you focus on grows. Which one do you want to grow, the negative feelings or the positive? Sometimes you have to be your own cheerleader. So I encourage you to do that. Find a way to encourage yourself, even if it is just walking by the mirror and high-fiving yourself. The good news, though, is that celebrating your accomplishments can boost your confidence, help you to stave off burnout. It's going to fuel your continued success. You can start today. So what's your first milestone that we'll be celebrating? How will you celebrate? What do you love to do? How do you love to celebrate? Maybe you can put that into the comments here of what your best way of celebrating is. What are you going to do when you do achieve that first goal? So I'm a huge advocate of accountability, having that partner, that buddy. We're all human beings, and left to our own devices, we'll typically quit when the going gets tough. So if you're looking for someone to hold you accountable, jot that name down now. If you need somebody to hold you accountable, it would be my honor. I welcome you to reach out to me, personal one-on-one coaching, join my 5-week masterclass. It's always better together, right? So let's try it now. Why don't we all hold each other accountable? What's your goal? Post your 1, 2, or 3 goals, your action steps, make them smart. If you want to share what's your goal, we did have some of those already in the list there. If you've thought of any more goals, put them into the chat here, and let's see. Every month when we come back here from Trading Secrets and we've got the next class and we all join in together, where are we at? Hold yourself accountable. Where can you be by this time next month, right? Another goal is that I have by the end of this year. I want to reach my income goal of 20,000 per month by the end of this year. Another goal is sharing what I do and how it can help them with 4 people each day. I want to be able to do that. How can I share what I do with 4 people every day? I'm attaching my faith. The next year, I'm going to have my house built and paid for by this time next year. Think big, my friends. Don't allow anybody to squelch your dreams, your desires, your goals. Don't hold back on yourself because you think, oh, that's too big. I encourage you to think big. There is a world of abundance out there for you. You might have a smaller goal that you want to see right away, though, and that's great. That's awesome. Those small goals help you with the big ones too. Maybe there's a car payment that's a goal. Maybe you'd like to increase your self-care budget and just get a manicure. All of these things are great goals. And before we part today, I wanted to share some goal setting resources here now. So something that's going to help you well on your way to making your goals a reality. So I encourage you to get a journal. Document what your goals are, your days, your weeks, and your months, so that you can measure your progress. Number 2 is read. A simple Google search is going to elicit an overwhelming number of books to read. So I do have a few here that I can share with you to get you started. If you have a great book on goal setting, feel free to put it into the chat there. But there's one by Brian Tracy, Goals: How to Get Everything You Want Faster Than You Ever Thought Possible. Brian Tracy. Another one by David Schwartz is The Magic of Thinking Big. Acquire the Secrets of Success, Achieving Everything You've Always Wanted. And another one by Bernard Roth is The Achievement Habit. Stop wishing, start doing, and take command of your life. And one that I referenced before, I've done this in a mastermind as well, by Napoleon Hill, is Think and Grow Rich. And the next tip I'm going to give you, there's a couple of apps that you can use to help you with your goal setting. You can download them, you can look them up. Just noticing in the chat here, grow my team by 3 by March. Yes, I will speak to 5 people a day every day. Woohoo! Awesome. Good job. Good job. Love to hear those smart goals. So a couple of apps that I will share with you, and you can look them up. One is called Strides. Another one is Way of Life. And another app is Goals on Track. So again, is Strides, Way of Life, and Goals on Track. If you have an app that you use for your goal setting, please feel free to share it in the chat, and we can help each other out. And the next step I have for you is to believe. Belief is the most important resource that you have, and that belief in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, who's going to do that for you? You have to believe for yourself. Believe deeply that you can do this. There is no goal that's going to be achieved if we don't believe in ourselves, right? So you have to start there with belief that you can do it. So how are you feeling right now? I know I've unleashed a lot of information on you. You're likely feeling one of 2 ways. Either you're inspired or overwhelmed. But both of these feelings can be used as an incentive for you to creatively set and achieve goals, while also avoiding those common mistakes that we listed. Setting goals is deeply significant. It's going to impact your life in years to come. So if you need any additional support, again, feel free to reach out to me. I can help you take your next step and hopefully make it easier for you by simply staying connected. I'd love to see you in my 5-week masterclass that I have coming up. And this is only the beginning of your goal setting. Thank you for taking the time to be here today. I applaud you. Helping people set and achieve their goals is something so important to me. So if you have any additional questions or something that we mentioned here today, feel free to email me, send me any of your thoughts. My email is howyoushine@gmail.com. And I'm going to be here to support you and guide you. My upcoming masterclass on John Maxwell's 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. You'll have the opportunity to be intentional about your growth, to put value on achieving your goals for 2022. What would that do for your personal growth? What would that do for your business, for your goals that you have for this year? I've priced it reasonably so it can fits into your budget. 5 weeks at $50 makes it just $10 each class. And what I'd like for you to do as we close is simply ask this one question. Would you find studying the type of material presented here today, personal growth, learning more about how to get beyond and to stretch and to grow, having these tools presented every week, would it help you and your team to achieve better results? Would it help you to achieve better results? Feel free, you can put that in the chat, or you can respond to me in an email. It's one word, yes or no. Would it help you? One decision. I encourage you to make a decision for you in 2022. Don't let those goals just get closed up today and get closed up in your notes. I thank you for your time today, for joining together here, for acknowledging your goals. I applaud you. I hope that you will not leave your goals on the table or in your notebook. I hope that you will take action with at least one of these principles here today that you'll use. Choose one before you put your notes away. Choose one, circle it, highlight it, put it on a sticky note. place it on your fridge, maybe add a reminder on your phone that you're going to be mindful of one thing every day. Give yourself that reminder, or use it as a wallpaper on your phone screen. Do something about your goals each day. And I leave you with that quote by Abdul Kalam: to succeed in your mission, you must have a single-minded devotion to your goal. And I believe in you, my friends. In 2022, you will have exceedingly and abundantly more than you can ever expect or imagine. That you will leave here today not only fulfilled with inspiration for yourself, but you can go and you can share this, you can inspire others and share this encouragement to others, and that you will come from a place of overflow because you'll be filled up enough that you'll go and you'll share it with others. Bring hope, bring joy to someone else today, even the next person that you see right after we close off here today and we say goodbye. So have a prosperous day. I hope to see you next week in my 15 Laws of Invaluable Growth. And just know 2022 is going to be an abundant year where you will reach your goals. Thank you for coming in here today. Good day, everybody. You're very welcome.